Yes, I finally got to drive the Audi e-tron. As you know, I've been a reservation holder since day one when they unveiled it back in September, and I've been inside of the car and outside of the car, and I touched it and I kissed it and I hugged it from all kinds of, directions, but I've never driven it. So I had to fly to Spain and by head. I mean, I was excited to. It was a great trip, as you can see just from this picture, and you can see a lot of other pictures from my trip in my Instagram feed at E4 Electric. So check that out because there's a lot of behind the scene stuff that I don't even really publish here on my channel. It's on Instagram and of course on Twitter and other social media. But I'm going to tell you about all of my impressions, good and bad and ugly and pretty. And there are a couple of things that I wasn't able to test drive or to test, which was charging. There were no fast charging there. Not sure if it was by design or not. Anyway, let me show you some footage and tell you all of my impressions coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric!
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time watching this, well, you're in for a treat first of all, but also go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. Before we start, of course, as always, I want to give a shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Michael Offner. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community. That's the only place where you can watch me live, and of course, thank you to all of you guys for supporting my independent channel. Obviously, it's very important to me. If you want to join, there is a link in the description of this video. Thank you so much to all of my future Patreons as well. All right, so as you guys know, I spent pretty much the entire week in Spain and south of Spain, Marbella, absolutely beautiful place, as you can see. They basically gave us these cars. There was about 150 people there as far as representing different media and some of the VIP guests of Audi. The whole event was really great, and we got to drive the car. We went off-road experience and on a racetrack and all of that stuff. And I came away from some of the impressions that I finally kind of really got to spend the time with this car. So let me show you some footage, and actually pretty much the entire footage that I shot. Before that, of course, just let me quickly remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Avanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. Maybe in the future they will produce them for Audi electric cars as well. But for now, if you want to check them out, I have quite a few of them on my Model S. There's a discount code in the description of this video. Go ahead and save yourselves a few bucks. All right, on to the video, and this is from the last week's test drive. As you can see, I start with this mirrors. I got the one with the camera mirrors. I made a whole different video about it. It is pretty cool, but I think I don't like it because you have to take the eye off the road to look at the monitor. That's a little too low for my taste. And also the monitor is not like HD enough where you can be able to see stuff as well as you would be able to see in the mirrors. So then we kind of drove this car for many hours throughout the scenic drive, and I really got a feel for the car. If you've seen the interior, and this is what it looks like. Basically, as soon as I go into the tunnel, you'll see what it looks like at night. Which you can probably it's really nice. Even like I have 3 or 4 monitors pretty much around me. I think it's pretty cool. Heads-up display, I really liked it. I know it's nothing new. BMWs have it on all of their cars pretty much right now, but I thought it was definitely an awesome thing. Sorry it's blinking because that's just the way the camera is working, unfortunately. I stopped by a few different spots, and this is one of my videos that I made. Beautiful scenery, just like I said. The road was up and down winding road, so I can't report to you guys, unfortunately, about what the kilowatt hour usage per mile is. And this is another video that I did, and most of my comments that I got about my pants. What are you gonna do? I love my pants though, so I don't know what the problem was, but I think I'm going to do more videos on that. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside, and you guys have seen this. I do have to say that the user interface is a little overwhelming at first. I've never driven Audi before. It's just too many little things here and there, but stuff that I really wanted to find, for example, like my estimated time of arrival was really kind of hard to find. But at the same time, I see so many things available there that this means that I will be, I mean, once you kind of get to know the UI, there's so many different options that you have there. There's a gear shift, which I also kind of find is weird, just like in BMW, you shift forward to go backwards and you shift backwards to go forwards. I don't know, everybody insists on that. I think it's a bad user experience, but I mean, obviously everybody gets used to it. 2 monitors stacked one over the other. As a Tesla Model S owner, as you guys know, I kind of prefer to have one screen, but this is not bad because there's a big screen right, behind your wheel that also has a lot of information. They have this orange caliper covers here that I also kind of dig. Let me know what you think. This is just kind of a cool close-up of the mirrors, which I also did. The cameras, I think they could have been slicker. They're just not that good looking for me, just kind of sticking out of that. Overall, I did like the design of the car. Unfortunately, we had those numbers. You see I have 142 over there. Just so they can keep track of their huge fleet there. But overall, it was okay. I had to choose between that color or like dark blue, so I definitely like that color a little bit better. But myself, I'm going to be getting the black one with tinted windows, so I think it's going to look really, really cool. Okay, so as you can see, the road was pretty winding road, up and down, up and down. You see the hills there, and I would have loved to kind of be able to kind of clock what my mileage is per kilowatt hour, but I couldn't because we had to change cars in the middle of it. Now this is finally we got to the destination for an off-road experience. As you can see, I'm on the edge. I can't see anything. I have to be looking at them on the camera monitor. Look how much I fall down. Like it felt like it was almost vertical, right? Like look, I'm literally looking down. And by the way, I'm yanking the wheel, but my leg is completely off the accelerator pedal or the brake pedal. The car is driving itself right now as far as when to stop, when to start going. So it slowly came down. Like, see, I'm freaking out. It was amazing. I think the video doesn't really do justice. And we spent, and this is, as you probably recognize, this is my ex-girlfriend who I brought there as a production assistant, since she knows how to run the camera and how to take my crap when we're in a stressful production situation. So thank you to her for coming along. She got to ride this car as well. As you can see, this is like pretty a rough terrain there, and they made us use and abuse this car. As you can see, she has it in the mode where you can see the entire 360 of the car using all the cameras. Now this is me going up, and I don't know why it doesn't look as dangerous. See, I'm spinning the wheels and everything. It doesn't look as dangerous and uphill as it did in person, but look, once the car goes all the way, like I'm barely making it look. See, just judging by that, how steep it is, I don't know. I just this video just, I guess, didn't really do justice. Okay, then another part is they brought us to this raceway where we got to race. Yes, a lot of people got to race the R8, which I didn't want to be seen in because obviously it's a gas guzzler. But I got to race this e-tron, and we were following the instructor, and I wasn't really taking it easy on this car. Like I was really just flooring this. Just I was really trying to just basically slip off the road. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really trying to, because I knew it wasn't gonna overturn, but I wanted to see like how far I can push it. And I gotta tell you guys, didn't slip one time. And as you can see how much camera is shaking, especially at the end where I'm trying to make all these turns. I'm going about 100, 110 kilometers an hour. See, my ex-girlfriend is trying to hold on to the seats because it's so rough. But I have to say, and kudos to Audi for letting us do this, because this car was really stable. And as far as the off-roading experience is concerned, by the way, I-Pace cannot do that. Model X cannot do that for some reason, for reasons of clearance, for many other reasons. So kudos to Audi. So this is a true off-road vehicle as well. And this is yet another video that I made in this awesome white room that they put us all in, and then they dropped the wall. As you can see, that wall kind of got dropped, and they did like a fashion show of all Audi cars that they have in the lineup. They started with their gas cars and went on with their electric cars, and as the shows continued to go on, the air cleared out, right? You couldn't see all those fumes anymore as the electric vehicle started to come out. And as you can see, boom, Audi e-tron GT that you've seen in a Super Bowl commercial, and me test driving in LA, and all the way over there in the back, if you can see, that's a PB18, which I also did a video for when I was in Monterey Car Week. That's another one that they are saying that they're going to be taking in production. So this is really going to, if that goes in production, and if the Q4 e-tron and the Q3 Sportsback, they're all on time with what their plans are. By 2021, they're going to have 5 all-electric cars offered in their lineup, and this is why I'm really excited about Audi in general. Now, so let me give you some my impressions. I'm a reservation holder. I wanted to see what it's like. I wanted to make sure that I continue to like this car, and I do. There were a couple of things that I wasn't really that crazy about. For example, I wasn't really that crazy that when you press on the monitor, you actually it kind of gives you cool feedback, like it's almost a button being pressed. But I kind of don't like that. But somebody who already has Audi told me that you can turn it off, so you can have both. And the fact how they did it, where you click on a flat screen and it does feel like your finger kind of push it in a little bit and makes that click. I think it's pretty cool. Then, of course, on top of that, I like the way it handled. I like the power. It's not the best power, and I don't think they're claiming to have like the best power, but it's pretty powerful. And a lot of people who only drove Audis or just gas cars before said that for just generally an SUV, they felt the power was definitely there. Obviously, off-roading experience was great. Obviously, the stability on the track was also great. So I was really excited about that. However, the mirrors, and I know we don't have to deal with the mirrors in the United States here, but the camera mirrors is I just don't like it. I feel like, and you can watch my video about it separately, but just like I said, I felt that the monitors needed to be somewhere on a dashboard or somewhere where I can actually see them without taking my eyes off the road and kind of looking down to the side. Another thing, just like I said, I wasn't really that crazy about is the user interface. And I know it's because I'm kind of the first time user. And at first I was like, oh my God, like how like, because they basically like, kind of gave us the car, pushed us out of the way, and I started driving and learning it, and my ex was kind of helping me with it. By the time I kind of got to know what it was and where to look, it definitely became more of the asset rather than kind of a frustration. So I don't know. I feel like yes, the long term, this interface has a lot to offer and a lot of different things that you can do and see there. And obviously they have kind of 3 monitors for you to choose from. But at the same time, obviously I'd like to be able to kind of get in there and go right as soon as I get into the car. Like for example, Tesla is more intuitive car than this. Again, I would prefer one big monitor instead of 2 monitors, though at the same time, if those of you guys who drive Tesla, you know that those big monitors, whether it's Model 3, the horizontal one, or the Model S and Model X, the vertical one, you end up having it split between 2 different apps, if you will. So this is kind of essentially the same, but still, like I would have preferred. Now, I know Audi is trying to keep all of their sort of designs on the inside and outside to what they already have with the rest of the lineup. So maybe at some point they will start offering bigger screens, and that will make it into all cars, not just electric cars. But again, it's not really a deal breaker for me. I already made a video about how I really don't care how wasteful or not wasteful the battery is, as long as it has the good range, which it does. I'm looking forward to what EPA range is going to be for this car, but it should be around 220 to 240, which is acceptable, So overall, I would say this is still a pretty damn good all-electric SUV. I'm still on track to get it. I hope that I would get more time, or at least an opportunity to see how it's charging, how fast it's charging. Maybe next time. I am working on something with Audi and actually Ionity to maybe get that done for you guys. But overall, I say yay to this car. Quite a few issues to work on, but again, for the first all-electric car for the legacy brand that's trying to navigate this whole thing is not bad. Again, whether or not compared to my Tesla, I'm still gonna say that Tesla is a better car. But of course, the reason I'm switching is the ownership experience, not so much the car. Of course, the build quality, I probably should have mentioned that. The build quality, as you can see, it's your typical luxury German car. The build quality is great. You obviously expect good service. You obviously expect parts to be there. Blah 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 blah. You've heard me, complain enough about this to know that that's one of the reasons that I'm kind of going to be switching. So let me know, your comments. I'm interested in those, and maybe there's something that I missed. So maybe I can do a follow-up video. Just like I said, the video about the mirrors is actually already on there. It's something I'd say would probably be my biggest disappointment, but here in the United States we don't really have to deal with it. So yeah, all right, looking forward to my comments, guys. It's been a great trip. I'm looking forward to all of that and doing more videos about this car. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.